At maggiescrochet.com we have thousands of crochet patterns and hundreds of them are free. And 4 of the free patterns that are included there are the different size stars. So in each video I'm going to show you how to do one of the 4 stars, and I'm going to start with this tiny star right here. So I've got a size 7 tulip Etamo hook, which is a great hook to use, and you could use any size yarn and just use a hook that coordinates with that yarn. So if you use a small thread, you're going to have to use a smaller steel hook. But I start with a slip knot, put it on my hook, and in another video I show you how to do the slip knot. And the directions say to chain 2 and work 5 single crochets into the second chain from the hook. Let me show you that. Okay, I've got 2 chains, so I'm going to work 5 single crochets right into the second chain from the hook. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now I need to join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. So if you look right here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I always leave a long end on my starting chain so I can pull that when I'm finishing it to close up that hole that's left there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the one I need to join to. So I'm going to go underneath both those loops of the first single crochet. I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to turn the head of my hook down and draw that loop out, and then draw it through here. And that's how you join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. So now I've got 5 single crochets in that round, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that strand, and so I don't have a hole in the middle anymore. So then the directions say chain 3, and that's so that you can start doing one of the spikes. 1, 2, and 3. And then it says to slip stitch in the second chain from hook. So it's right here, and a slip stitch is just yarn over and then draw through the loop that's on the hook, and then single crochet in the next chain. So you draw a loop up, yarn over, and draw through 2. And then it says to slip stitch in the next single crochet of round 1. So this is the one I joined to, so I'm going to go into this one right here. I'm going to slip stitch here, and then you just keep repeating this for each point of the star. So I chain 3, and I'm going to slip stitch in the second chain from hook, single crochet in the next chain, slip stitch in the next single crochet of round 1, and then chain 3 again, slip stitch in the second chain from hook, single crochet in the next chain, and then you're going to skip that one because you just worked in that one. You're going to slip stitch in the next one. So you're not skipping any single crochets. You're going, because you had 5 and you need 5 points on your star. So in each one you're going to have the slip stitch in this chain 3. And then you slip stitch in the second chain from hook, you single crochet in the next one, you slip stitch in the next single, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, slip stitch in the second chain from hook, single crochet in the next chain, and we're right back to where we started, and we're going to slip stitch in that one. So if you look, it's very symmetrical, and you've got your 5 points. It's really easy. It's just as long as you have a group of 5 in any increments of 5. So if you had like 10 or 15, you would just have to skip stitches in between. But for this, since I had the 5, that's how a little star would work. So I'm going to finish off and show you how I do that. I always cut about 5 inches away from my piece, and then I just pull the yarn out of the last stitch like this. And then I have what's called a yarn darner. And this is the largest size in my little pack here, and it's a number 14. But it has a real pointed edge, and I like that. So I'm going to do the center one first, and I always fold over my yarn, over my needle, pinch it off, and push that onto the folded side. Get this out of the way. Okay, I'm on the wrong side of the star. The right side looks like that. I'll be on the wrong side. Make sure that's pulled tight. You don't want to pull really tight because you don't want to break it. But you do want to put a little extra stitching back here to secure that. It's kind of like a drawstring. You don't want that to come out. When I first started making granny square afghans, I didn't sew my ends in at all. And they all fell apart. So this was the where I ended off. So I'm gonna thread my needle, and then I'm gonna go to the one right next to it, the stitch right next to it, and I'm on the right side this time. I'm gonna feed that to the back, and see, you can hardly notice that little place there, and then I'm gonna secure it on the back side, on the wrong side. And that's how you make the tiny star. And the yarn I used here is considered worsted weight, and so is the yarn for the yellow star here. But you'll notice that this came out a little bit bigger than the yellow one did. So that's one reason why you need to check gauge, because this, if this were like a sweater or something, it might not come out the size that you wanted it. But these are both considered worsted weight yarns. But anyway, that's how you do a tiny star. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.